morning all. My name is B. Santhosh Kumar, Assistant Professor, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today I am discussing about outcome-based education. So, what is outcome-based education? OB is a process that involves the reconstruction of curriculum, assessment, and reporting practices in education to reflect the achievements of high-order learning and mastery rather than the accumulation of course credits. What is the aim of the OBE? OBE is to facilitate desired changes within the learners by increasing knowledge, developing skills, and or positively influencing attitudes, values, and judgment. First, to determine what needs to be achieved. So, what is before going to the outcome-based education? What is the need? OBE need, and what are the helpful purposes? What are the purposes are there? So, it is the process OBE need, and how to we process this OBE, and what are the outcomes are there from OBE. Okay, we have to discuss. So it is a process that involves the reconstruction of curriculum, assessment, and the reporting practices in education to reflect the achievements of high order learning and mastery rather than the accumulation of course credits. The aim of this OBE is to decide the changes within the learners by increasing knowledge, developing skills, and or positively influencing attitudes, values, judgments. First, we determine the needs and achievements of OBE. The globalization has brought in a clear shift from education as transmission of expert knowledge to education as building. Learners compensating, including learning to learn the lifelong learning. That means focus will have to be on understanding fundamentals very well and learning new skills, competencies that would enable individuals to cope with demands of the rapidly changing workplace. Prepare global engineers who will have to solve the problems and shoulder challenges which are not even known today. Suppose if any of the subject is there. So when we are prepared the subject in our undergraduation, that is related to post graduation. When it is going to the research work, when I am going to the any of the doing any job, it is related to in future also. In future purpose, it is related. So that is called lifelong learning. Okay, some of the courses or some of the learners will using lifelong learning. So the globalization has brought in clear shift from education as transmission of expert knowledge to education as building learners, and including learners to learn the lifelong learning. That means focus will have to be a understanding fundamentals very well and learning new skills, competencies that would enable individuals to cope with the demands of the rapidly changing workplace, and prepare global engineers who will have to solve the problems and shoulder challenges which are not even the today. So OBE is an educational theory. It is completely education system that bases each part of an education system around the goals. Each student should have achieved the goal of the end of the program, not to define a specific style of teaching or assessments. Should all help students achieve the specified outcomes and modify, outline, and improve quality of programs. Assist in meeting accreditation requirements, models of best practices to meet the national and the global benchmark. So, OBE is nothing but it is the education system. It is a educational theory. How the students or learners are, how they are teaching, how they are listening, what is the outcomes, what are the outcomes of the course of learning education system. It is completely on education theory. And each student should have achieved the global or the goal of the end of the program to define specified style of teaching or assessment should all help the students to achieve the specified outcomes. So any of the course, any of the thing, how you are teaching, what is the style of teaching expertise, that will be how they are motivating the students, how they are helpful to the students to achieve the specified outcomes. That is the important. Okay, teaching, learning, or both are related to the student and teacher. That main aim is outcome. What is the result? Outcome is important for that one. Okay, the way of style of teaching and the learners, how they are listening the teaching and how they are interested to listen. That is an important thing. And we outline and improve the quality of program, assist in meeting accreditation requirements, model of best practices. The national and global benchmarks are important. So deciding on the program outcome, how we are deciding this one. Why are you offering this program? Why are students enrolling this course? What knowledge or skills will student gain from taking this course? So these are the important. Deciding on the program outcome. So when we are going on the program outcome, first question is that importance of course. Students interesting. Knowledge gain or not. That is the future purpose. So when we are offering a program, then what is the use of that program? How the students are enrolling on that course? How it is helpful? The students gain from taking the course. How much knowledge they are getting from this one? So that is the importance of the course. Student interest in that course or not, and the knowledge getting or not from that one, and the future purpose. What are the features? Future purpose also is it important or not? We have to decide first. Then accreditation criteria. What is a criteria for accreditation? First one is a vision, mission, and PUS. Second, program outcomes, program curriculum, student performance, faculty contributions, facilities, and technical support. So these are the major accreditation criteria are there. In this, academic support units and the teaching learning process is important, and governance, institutional support, and financial resources, and continuous improvement. So these are the major things of accreditation criteria. First one, when I'm going for the course or anything, UG or PG courses, anything, what is the vision, mission, and PUS? Okay, suppose I'm selecting one college, any of the institution. So what is the vision, mission of the institution? And when I go getting, if I'm selecting any of the course, any of the engineering course or anything, what is the vision and mission of that course? And what are the PUs of that course? And what are the program outcomes? And what is the curriculum of the program of that one? And how the students is performing in that course, right? And how much faculty contributions are there in that course? And facilities and the technical support, how much levels are there? That is important. These are all belongs to academic support unit and teaching learning process, and governance, institutional support, and financial resources are important, and the continuous improvement also important in this one. So it is about the accreditation criteria. Outcome based education for outcome based accreditation. Outcome based education for outcome based accreditation. So there are so many levels are there. First, I am going for the OBE. OBE means it is completely for education purpose. Outcome based education. What the students should be able to do in the OBE. What the students should be able to do in that education. Next, OBC, that is a curriculum. How to make the students achieve the outcome. How much level of curriculum is important to get the knowledge of the student point of view. Okay. Suppose students are in the different level, first year, second year, third year, and final year, like this. Okay. Each year, how much they are getting the knowledge, how much they need to improve the knowledge to achieving their goals. So that is a curriculum. Next, OBLT, learning and teaching. How to measure what the students are achieved. How to measure what the students have achieved. And OBA, that is the assessment process. Okay. So OBE, education, OBC, curriculum, learning and teaching, assessment. Education, it is a curriculum, teaching, learning, and assessment. So these are the 4 levels of outcome-based education for outcome-based accreditation. And it is a OBE framework. So in that, industry and professional organizations input and feedback, okay, like stakeholders, okay, industry and professional organizations inputs and feedbacks. It is like we are calling as a stakeholders, means parents, industry experts, and alumni students, and some students, present students, they are giving some feedbacks. Okay, so they are giving on course, program, and institution. These are very, very important. First preference is institution, how the institution is there. Then why we are choosing the program in that particular institution, and which course is better in future. Okay, that is important. So when I'm going for the selection of institution, that whatever the outcomes, that is a vision is important, and POs. Okay, it is a PO is in between the program and institution. And next, course and program. What is the relation to the course and program? Here, course learning outcomes are there for the course, and in between the course and program, student outcome is important. Okay, between the course and program, course learning outcomes and student outcomes. Between the program and institution, student outcome and POs are important. So here, what is the course planning and delivery in that course? Suppose one student is selected one particular course. So what is the importance of that course? How they are planning and delivery of the course, that one. Okay, it is completely depending on teaching. So course planning and delivery. So what is the duration and how much classes they need, and how they are covering the syllabus? Is it possible to cover in that limited classes? So shall we need any improvement of classes, or shall we need any extra classes compared to others, like this? Okay, in that course planning and delivery, first one is a syllabus is a main role. After then, teaching method, how they are teaching, which method they are applying, and learning activities for the students, and assessment tools. What are the tools they are using in this? That is important. So course planning, delivery, syllabus, teaching methods, learning activities, assessment tools. In the assessment evaluation, what is the improvement in between the outcome and assessment evaluation? What are the improvements are there in the assessment evaluation? Institutional assessment, program assessment, course assessment. Course, program, and institution. Institution 1, 2, 3. Here also institution assessment, program assessment, course assessment. These are the assessment evaluations. In between, what are the improvements are there between the outcomes and assessment evaluations? Administrative system for implementation of OBE. Course coordinator, module coordinator, program coordinator, program assessment committee, department advisory committee, internal quality assurance cell. These are the stages of administrative system for implementation of OBE. So what is a course and course coordinator? Next one is a module coordinator. Each module, what are the coordinators, and total program coordinator, and complete program assessment committee is there. Department advisory committee, IQAC. So IQAC is completely, it is the institution level. It is the institution level. It is a completely department level. Or course level. It is completely department or course levels. So course coordinator, module coordinator, program coordinator, and program assessment committee means what is the program name, that program assessment committee, and department advisory committee. It is completely for department. Internal quality assurance cell means complete all the departments, including all the departments of the institution. That is the IQS, internal quality assurance cell. So in the POs, program educational objectives, the educational objectives of an engineering degree program are the statements that are described the expected achievements of graduates in their career, and also in particular what the graduates are expected to perform and achieve during the first few years after graduation. So the POs may be guided by global and local needs, vision of the institution, long-term goals, etc. And defining POs, the faculty members of the program must be continuous work with all. And what are the stakeholders? Local employers, industry, students, and alumni. local employers, industry, student, and alumni. Sometimes parents also including. So sometimes 4 stakeholders or 5 stakeholders maybe there. So how we are forming the POs means the education objectives of the engineering degree program are the statements that describe the expected achievements of graduates in their career, and also in particular what are the graduates are expecting to perform and achieve during the first 2 years after graduation. When student is entering into the course, what they are expecting from this course, are we reaching these courses or not? So how you are planning to achieve the students dream. Okay, suppose students are expecting more from the course, so how you are reaching, which tools or which method you are using to expecting the students, to reaching the students dream, to reaching the student expectations. Okay, those are the tools and planning of the course. Okay, it is completely depends on the teacher. So it will be guided by a global and local needs, vision of the institution, long-term goals, etc. But the PEOs, the faculty member of the program, must be continuously work with all those things, and stakeholders also some role of this PEOs. And process of PEOs, some stages are there. Another role is a feedback format for collecting data from stakeholders. Okay, feedback is very important from the stakeholders. So who are the stakeholders means local employers, industries, student, and alumni means pass out students from the institute. A process by which POs are created and reviewed periodically, and a process to evaluate what extent POs are attained, review, mid correction, and continuous quality improvements. Okay, so first one is a feedback is important, and the process of which POs are created and reviewed. Okay, review of the POs, and a process of evaluation to extend the POs are attained. So what we are planning, those are we reached the course of the POs or not, from the feedback from stakeholders. And we are reviewing about mid corrections and continuous quality improvements. Okay, and it is a process of POs. Next, program outcome, that is a POs. POs are statements about the knowledge, skill, and attitudes or attributes the graduation of a formal engineering program should have. Profile of the graduates reached through POs target. POs are defined by accreditation agencies of the country, NBA. Defining these are the starting point. NBA will give the POs of that one. So these POs are we matched to the course or not? These statements are about skill, attitudes, attributes of the graduation of formal engineering. So are we reached or not? These POs, are we reached the target or not from the courses? So another one is a program specific outcomes. Program specific outcomes, PSOs. So PSOs, these are the statements that defines outcomes of a program, which make students realize the fact that the knowledge and the technique learned on this course has direct implication for the betterment of society and its sustainability. These outcomes are specific to a program in addition to NBA defined POs, namely civil, mechanical, some computer science, etc. These are the courses of the institution. So the PSOs are the statements that defines outcomes of a program, which makes students realize the fact that the knowledge and techniques learned in this course has direct implicit for the betterment of society and its sustainability. So the outcomes of a program in addition to the NBA. So course outcomes, statements of observable student actions that serve as evidence of the knowledge, skill, and attitudes acquired in a course. Each course is designed to meet course outcomes. The course outcomes are started in such a way that they can actually measure them. So POs are attained through the program specific course outcomes. The course objectives and outcomes are there. So what are the course objectives and outcomes? Outcome is nothing but it is a detailed description of what a student must be able to do the conclusion of a course. We generally map the objective to to the outcomes to analyze and document their attainment. An objective is more like a plan or a roadmap to reach or attain the outcomes. What is course outcome and program outcome? So, program outcomes are specific enough to explain how those broad expectations are accomplished within a given program, and course outcomes will specify what expectations an instructor have for the course, which are related to one or more program outcomes. Okay, that is the difference of course outcome and program outcome. So it is the level of Bloom's taxonomy if you want to student to achieve. Most Bloom's taxonomies are using for the course outcomes. So what are the levels are there? First one is a remembering, understand, apply, analyzing, evaluating, creating. So these are the levels of BTL, means Bloom's taxonomy levels. Bloom's taxonomy levels. So remembering in recalling the information, recognizing, listening, describing, retrieving, naming and finding. Suppose one course is there, it is related to another course. What the students are previously prepared or already they studied in the previous year or in the previous course, that is related to this course, new course. Okay, that is a remembering. Understanding means how much they are understanding about the course. Applying means it is a completely some problematic. How much we are applying, using information of another familiar situation, implementing, carrying out, using execution. Analyzing, breaking information into parts of explore, understanding and relationships, comparing, organizing and deconstructing, interrogating and finding. And evaluating means justifying a decision or course of action, checking hypothesis and experimenting, judging. And creating means generating new ideas, products or ways of viewing things, designing, constructing, planning, producing and inventing. So these are the 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. Mostly it is using for course outcomes. So course outcome statements may be broken down into 2 main components, an action word and learning statement. An action word that identifies the performance to be demonstrated. Learning statement that specifies what learning will be demonstrated in the performance. Examples of a good action words include the course outcome statement. Compile, identify, create, plan, revise, analyze, design, select, utilize, apply, demonstrate, prepare, predict, assess, rate, critique, outline and evaluate. These are the some statements of a questionnaire or a course outcome of Bloom's taxonomy levels. Each CO can be identified to address a subset of POs based on the number of COs and the sessions dedicated to them. It is possible to identify the strength of mapping 1, 2, 3. So every of the COs, how many levels are there? These levels are how they are mapping 1, 2, 3. Level 1, how the strength 1 or 2 or 3. How the strength is mapping to that CO to PO mapping. CO to PO mapping. Okay, CO PO relation. So suppose I wrote some one CO1, it is related to some PO3. So CO1 related to PO3, but how much? What is the rating you are giving for one? That means strength. Suppose I am giving some strength is 3. No, something it is not in depth of PO2. It is some partially related to CO1. Okay, you can give to PO2. No, it is basics of this PO will be mapped. Okay, you can give 1. Okay, how much strength is related to CO and PO? Based on the strengths of COs and POs matrix can be established. Here I am taking suppose one course 1. If anything, some computer organization or if our subject is image processing, like this. Okay, so particular subject course, I wrote CO1, CO2, CO3, CO4 and CO5. So 5 COs are we wrote this one, but here CO1 is mapped to PO1. How much? 3. Here 3, like this. Okay, so like this CO5 is related to PO3, PO7, PO8, like this. So how much strength? Suppose I am taking this course. Here CO1, PO1 mapping to strength of 3. Here the strength of 3. But here PO4 is not the in depth of mapping this one. Okay, I am giving the strength value is 1 only. Why? Because it is not much mapped. The strength is not much high comparing to this CO to PO. It is one example of CO-PO relation. Here, coarse articulation matrix, that is CO-PO PSO. CO-PO PSO. Previously here only CO-PO only. Here CO-PO PSO. Suppose I am taking here CO1, CO2, CO3, so on, CO9 is there. How many POs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. These POs these 3 are the PSOs. Okay. So these 9 COs, how much they are mapped to POs and how much they are mapped to PSOs. Okay. Suppose I am taking one course, that is a CO1. PO1 is mapped to, out of 3, 1 is mapped. Here, out of 1 is mapped. Here, out of 11, 1 is mapped. Here, 1 is mapped. Like this. So, I am taking the average. So, how many COs are mapping? Suppose here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, 8 COs are mapping out of 10. So, like this. What is the value of this one? Here, 1 by 1.11. Here, how many are mapped here? Only 2 are mapped. CO3, only 1 is mapping out of 10. So 1 by 10 means 0.1. Here, all the CO9s, how many POs are mapping? Here only 1 and only 1 is mapping. So 1 by 10, 0.1. Here, 1 is only 1 and 2 are mapping. So how much means 2 by 10. So here, how many are mapping? Suppose 3. Here, some 4. So what is the average of this one? Out of how many in the total of total COs, how many mapped to POs, how many mapped to PSOs? I am taking the average value of this one. Here, one example of, suppose I am taking one student, roll number and name. So this I am taking one course, any of the course. I am taking one course 1, some image processing, what it may be. So here it is a course outcome. It is a maximum marks course outcome. Okay. So suppose I am taking some mid one. So this mid one, I gave only 2 COs. Up to mid one, only 2 COs are mapped. CO1 and CO2. So for the CO1, how many questions are there? CO1 related to questions are 1A, 1B, 2A and 2B. CO2 related to questions, how many are there? Here CO2 I am giving one assignment question, one assignment I gave. So how many marks for this assignment? 5 marks are there. So here for mid one, how many marks are there? So 40. 40 plus assignment, how many? 5. 45 over there. So for 1A, out of 10 marks, how many they got? 8. 10, 7. For 10, 8. Here is not attempted. So 3 questions are attempted. How many they got the marks? Total 8 plus 8, 16 plus 7, 23 marks are there. Out of how many? 40. So 23 by 40. Here total marks are attained. So how many assignment marks are there? That is also important. So here total marks attended 30 are there. So how many? What is the percentage? 77% is there. So 23 by 30. So 77% is there. So including assignment marks, including assignment, how much was total percentage? 60%. This is also one taking one rule number. Here he was attempted 2A question and 2B question. How many are? 16 out of 20. How many are there? 80%. Out of 20 marks he was attended to 16 marks he got. So 16 by 20 means 80% marks he got. In the what is the grade? Score of grade means he got the 3. Grade 3. Okay. In that, how many assignment marks he got? In the out of 5, he got 5. So 16 plus 5, 21. How much he got? 80 plus already he had 100% is there. So how much? So mid marks average, assignment marks average, and with the total average. Total average equal to mid marks average plus assignment average equal to total average marks of mid one. So here CO1, how many grade? 2.78 in our question paper. As per question paper, C1 related questions 2.78 we got. CO2 2.78, CO3 is a 2.56, CO4 is a 2.56. So what is the distribution of this one? 77, 77, 72, 55. In that distribution 2, 22, 22, 11, 11. In the distribution of 1, like this. So, okay. So, PO, CO scale out of 3. How much level is there? So, based on these levels, we got this course outcome which achieving by the COs, achieved by the POs with respect to the how the student got the marks in the mid exam. So here some 4 courses COs are there, and the grade of average out of 3, 2.78, 2.78, 2.56, 2.56. So I am giving the distribution of 3, distribution of 2, and distribution of 1. In the distribution of 3, how much percentage is there? Distribution of 2, how much? Distribution of how much? It is the some graphical representation of C1, CO2, CO3, CO4. Okay, it is the mapping grading average on scale of 3. In the scale of 3, 2.75, 2.75, here 2.56, here around 2.56. So PO attainment, all POs can be adequately addressed through the selection of core courses and their COs. So attainable targets can be selected for each of the CO. If assessment is alignment with the COs, the performance of the student indicate the CO attainment. These measurements provide the basis for continuous improvement in the quality of learning. Okay, it is the attainment of POs. Okay, I am taking one course 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this course CO, particularly this course CO1 and CO2 is mapped to the exam in that particular mid exam. Here 3 COs are mapping. Here 4 COs are mapping. Here 4 COs are mapping. Here 3 COs are mapping. Depending on the course, the mapping of the COs may be changed. So it is a CO attainment, CO result, PO attainment, PO result, so on up to PO 9, PO 10, 11, 12. So CO, PO attainment level for the particular course. So it is an example of weightage of PO attainment. How much weightage of there? Suppose I am taking PO. What is the weightage of this one? So total weightage of this one is a 76. That is a direct assessment of mid exam, end exam. It is a student exit survey, course and end survey, faculty survey. So it is about the mid exam, 50% they got. At the end exam, 30% we are dividing. In the mid exam, 50% I am taking, and the total of end marks only 30% I am taking. Next, student exit survey I am taking 10%, course end survey 5%, faculty survey 5%. After this dividing of that marks assessment, PO1 is 76% achieved, PO2 70% achieved, PO3 68% achieved, PO4 77% achieved. So continuous improvement after the completion of CO, PO, PSOs and course objectives, all those things. Finally, what is a continuous improvement of that one? So closing the loop at the course level, we are completed CO, PO, PSOs and the result we got and how much percentage of POs, PSOs, all of that we got this one. Finally, how much continuous improvement is there in that particular course? That is a loop of the course level program and institution level ensures the quality assurance for stakeholders. All attainments analysis is made to provide continuous improvement through either in course delivery, assessment and curriculum. So it is about the course outcome. So it is about the OBE. So here, what is OBE and what is the aim of the OBE? What is the purpose of OBE? And here, how we are deciding the program outcome. Here, accreditation criteria. So there are 6 criteria are there: vision, mission, and POs, program outcome, program curriculum, student performance, faculty contributions, facilities, and technical support. Here, there are 4 stages of outcome-based education for outcome-based accreditation. OBE for education, OBC curriculum, OBLT learning and teaching, OBA and that is the assessment. So it is the OBE framework from outcomes to assessment evaluation to outcome. How much improvement is there in the institution assessment, program assessment, course assessment? So how we are planning of the course means syllabus preparation, teaching methods, learning activities, assessment tools. Here, administrative system for implementation of OBE from department level to institution level. Course coordinator, module coordinator, program coordinator, program assessment committee, department advisory committee, internal quality assurance cell, IQAC. Okay, it is a process of preparing POs, and it is a process of POs. It is a process of creating PSOs. It is a process for COs and outcome based education. What is the course outcome and program outcome? It is the levels of Bloom's taxonomy to prepare the COs. And the course outcome statement may be broken down into two main categories. That is the action word and learning statement. So each CO can be identified as the address submit to the POs and what is the strength we are given to the CO-PO mapping in the mapping of strength 1, 2, 3. So it is the CO-PO relation course taking one particular course, how much CO to PO mapping is there in the strength of 1, 2, 3. Okay, it is the CO-PO PSO mapping of the particular exam or mid exam or anything. We are taking CO1, how much strength is occupied for PO1, PO2, like this. So it is a mid exam. Here I am taking one survey of mid exam paper results. So here I am taking CO1 how much they are mapped to exam question paper, and CO2 how much they are mapped to question paper and assignments. Okay. So what are the total marks equal to mid marks plus assignment marks equal to total marks of CAE. It is a how much percentage of distribution is there for CO's attainment of a course. After it is only we are getting after the results only we are getting like this. So it is a course grading of the out of 3 distribution, and PO attainment how much is there. It is a PO attainment for the particular course after getting the results. Okay, CO attainment and a PO attainment of the particular course. It is a weightage of PO attainment after getting the results of CAE and SE marks. So it is a continuous improvement. How much how much is there for continuous improvement of the course. Okay, thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.